What's up, YouTube? Ghetto Garage, not really in a ghetto garage or doing ghetto things.
We're on location.
Today's project is, I don't know, do you wanna?
Yeah, we're gonna do an engine swap.
Yeah.
So there's a 454 in here, and we have a situation here where the lifters were worn on the engine that was in here, and this engine has probably less than 1,000 miles on it. So whoever built this really nice engine and put a lot of time and money into it didn't do it right and just did a lot of bad stuff to it. So anyways, the cam's got to come out, and we got the lifters out, the intake's off, and rather than try and rebuild the engine in here, we just happen to have a spare 454.
It's just conveniently
right there. So we're gonna take the time to remove this, because there's probably a number of different levels of metal fragment potentially in the engine, where the goal is to just disassemble this and rebuild it again, right? But in the meantime, this engine's been rebuilt, tested, tuned, timed. It should be plug and play. It won't be, but it should be.
We think so. We're not exactly sure. Between the two of us, we've taken an engine out and a head gasket. That's as close as we've got to this. And on top of that, we're not really classic car people, and this is a classic car. So it's going to be a lot like watching Fast and Loud after Aaron left.
That's exactly what it's going to be like. So, but yeah, we're going to get started here. We're going to do the best we can to give ourselves more room under a hood that has a ton of room, but we want to not damage the radiator and stuff like that. So.
And not this seems easier than what we've done, because this is old. There's no wiring, computers, nothing. It's just bolts.
Like getting the lifters out the other night. So starting from the intake level of things, and the carburetor was on the top of this thing. I got the carburetor, the intake off, the valve covers off, and the rockers and the rods and lifters out in about an hour. So that would have never happened on a modern vehicle.
So talking about this, we thought this was going to be a long project and probably multiple parts of video. Not gonna what this might be a two-parter.
Yeah, it might be a two-parter. So we're gonna really do our best to try and at least get this engine out today. We have this nifty stand we're gonna put it on, because we have a hoist that we need to hoist this out, set it somewhere, hook that up, get that off the hoist. We gotta get the flywheel on, and then start to get it ready to be positioned back in the car. And then we'll start the exhaustive process. There's some different things with that distributor that are different with this, so we have to figure out how to hook the ignition back up. But for the most part, it should be plug and play.
So let's get at it.
All right.
First thing we're gonna want to do is not make a mess. We got our bucket. We're gonna hit this drain, loosen it up just a wee bit, and we'll go from there. All right, so we got this beautiful temporary shot because
We're taking the hood off.
yeah, hood's got to go. That's where the camera is.
Oh, my back.
We're both hurting units, and it's nice because we get to reach down in.
We actually have the car up on the lift jacks right now, because we're going to assess. The hardest thing about this is going to be disconnecting it from the transmission in the back. It's best to just have it up on the lift jacks while we do that.
We're going to take these manifolds off, and our other videos, it's a lot of how-to and stuff, but there's really no sense in us telling you guys what size shit is, because if you buy a hot rod from somebody, it's not going to be this.
Frankenstein.
Yes. It's our unique setup, so this is just more showing you what we do.
Having never done it before.
Yeah, having no idea what we're doing.
It's just nuts and bolts, right?
They're like Legos.
You got that side on? Oh, you need this? 5/8?
Is that? Oh.
I got my side on.
Hi!
Oop. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, what'd you do? There's a temperature sensor. Temp sensor for the...
So we got a mess going on underneath. Like I said, we were going to try to not make a mess. So we got the manifolds
disconnected. They're going to stay right where they're at. We're not going to do anything to remove them because essentially the engine can just go back in. I'm hoping that we don't have to take this out, but this car sits pretty low, so we should be okay in that regard. But once we get this radiator out, we can get this water pump off and start to clear ourselves some space to disconnect it and pull it forward. But I think right now, let's just get onto the back of the tranny, and tranny as an engine, not tranny as an offensive in today's society. So
not one you want to get on the back of anyway.
no.
Oh, that's a messy one.
Oh.
Bright side is that hose didn't make a mess.
No. I'm like, yeah.
It's just leaking from every other crevice. Alright, so we got that stuff off, and now we're going to pull this off. I think we got the messy part contained. Gonna lose a little. Just hold that right there. Here.
Didn't have any plans for the rest of the afternoon. But, oh. So everything sucks.
It's all in that tube now, so.
You want to grab that bucket?
Yeah, I suppose. You don't want to just dump that into the grass?
Well, grab the bucket and a screwdriver.
Towels! Need paper towels!
I'm gonna wipe that up right there. And then hand me the roll and I'll try and get this.
Why'd you make such a mess?
Because it's fucking antifreeze, and that's just what antifreeze does, is it makes a fucking mess. I thought we did a better job than that, but probably not. So what do we see? So on this side, it's. I think those are. It'd be a bolt like right up. There's nothing down below here, so it's.
Oh, there's two bolts.
Yeah, there's two bolts, so just gotta find out what size they are.
Are there more bolts on the top? Or
I think there's two bolts on the side, and then I think there's 2 or 3 on the top, and then that's it. And then we can turn the flywheel and get at this, get at these bolts that hold it on.
Oh, yep.
And then that's it.
Wow.
And then that is it.
So you can see what we're looking at. We've got 2 bolts. I don't know how the fuck to put my hand there. There's 2 bolts on the side there.
2 bolts on the side over here. I'm gonna take the starter out.
There's likely some bolts on the top side, and then this is the flywheel we will be turning, so we can get at those bolts holding it on. And
that's it.
If you've watched our Beamer videos, it's a lot easier than that.
The other way. The other way.
Other way.
Come at it from. Look at the brain on Dad! Hey, did I just win dad points?
No.
Right now what we're doing, we're turning the crank so he can get at the bolts on the back of the flywheel there. We have the transmission completely disconnected, so as soon as we do that, we're going to disconnect the fuel pump and the engine mounts and pull this out. You ready?
Yeah.
So that's that, huh?
I think so.
The only thing we've got to do now is the motor mounts.
Thank Milwaukee, give us some more torque.
Oh. I'm gonna go on the motor.
Good little bitch.
Came out too.
Strap that toward my phone.
That was just for visual effects. You got the Milwaukee with the extension all set up?
Yep. And you get the 5/8 for me to hold with.
What's that?
You get the 5/8 for me to hold with.
I didn't even need to hold it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Am I just laying down here for no reason?
Pretty much.
Thanks. So I've never done this part, so what the fuck is that thing?
This is a leveler. So the other reason why we decided to pull the engine, we can get into looking at the rest of the lifters, but the other reason why we decided to pull the engine was this flywheel had chipped teeth, and this was something that we discovered early on in troubleshooting this. So between this issue, not wanting to run it, get it out and totally clean it, and the chipped tooth on the flywheel, it just made sense to put the one that just, the other exact engine that happens to just be sitting there.
So we're about halfway there. We got bad engine out,
Sitting over there?
and like we kind of assumed, it really wasn't too bad.
No.
It's just bolts.
Yeah, the oil pan is actually taller, deeper, bigger, worse on the
Yes.
other one. This one's shallower.
Yeah,
this one's just shining, so we're gonna have to be extra.
That one was also dented. Somebody tried to jack the car up.
Don't ever jack your car up on the oil pan. Like, don't do that. It's not
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that one out. Things that we got to do probably next week for part 2. Is just get all the accessory pieces on that after it's in.
Yep. I think we'll pull the spark plugs off of that one before we put it in.
Yeah, we lost a couple spark plugs.
They died. They didn't make it.
The lift got them off for us.
Yes, sheared them right off.
But otherwise, we're at a good stopping point today. Everything's out. We're gonna do some cleanup because coolant gets everywhere.
Hanging gaskets.
Oh, are they?
Oh, hanging gaskets is the way to go. They hang on the 2 end bolts. All you got to do is get the 2 end bolts on, and they hang, and then you can get the rest of the bolts in. So, Felpro. This engine, they wrecked it like within 1,000 miles. It was like it was easy to unbolt things and take it apart because they.
Yeah. So if you're gonna fuck an engine up, do it fast.
Yeah. So it's easier for the people who do it fucking right.
But it'll be fun to get this one in because
Yeah,
it's
we'll,
600 horsepower.
yeah, we'll post a video of that with this this. We'll post a video of that with this video Inception running, and you'll see how much power this thing's.
Yeah,
got.
then that's gonna go in there, and this thing's gonna be badass.
Yeah, it's gonna be totally. Awesome.
So subscribe, like, appreciate it. Catch us next week, hopefully, and we'll get this put back together.
Yeah.